you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews back with yet another review. Yeah, a little bit of IPA goodness, hopeful goodness. A little IPA with milk sugar, a little IPA with orange, hopeful goodness in the form of Hart Brewing's Orange Neon. Yeah, Hart. Local brewery by me. They've been around for quite a while. They used to be a brewery called Three Guys in a Beard. And that whole team kind of disbanded except for one of the brewers. And they kind of rebuilt themselves and regrounded themselves and actually ended up kind of scaling back a little bit. They used to do a lot of distribution in our area, and they're starting to kind of come back with a little bit different of a mindset as far as the beer they produce. Actually, it's pretty much two people brew there, the head brewer, the owner, Matt, and my buddy Joe. Joe, NEP Beer Reviews, used to do beer reviews on YouTube. Now he works there. Went to school in Niagara for brewing up there, so he works there now. So those guys are down there doing their thing, coming out with interesting, good stuff. And we'll talk about that towards the end. There's a little bit of history with that brewery in this area. But anyway, this is essentially their first can release. It's a big crowler. They have a tap room. They had one for a while. They actually have a crowler there, so they decided to brew this up and put it in a crowler and kind of do like a mini release thing. And it went over pretty well. So I picked up a crowler. Here I am. Let's review it, see what she's got. As far as what it says in the can, it says Hart Brewing Company. Orange, a India Pale Ale brewed with oranges and milk sugar. 32 ounces. No ABV on here. I think it's in the 6 range. And that be that. Label-wise, it's okay. Don't hate it. Don't love it. Way better than the label designs they used to have when they used to be their older brewery. But, I don't know, something about, like, deer on logos just irritate me for some reason. Is that weird? I don't know. It is weird. I'm just being dumb. Anyway, but yeah, the whole orange neon thing I like, though. I do like that about it. So anyway, let's give this a crack. See what she's got. I'm going to freaking pull my nail off on this. There we go. So you're talking about an IPA. Okay. So if you're watching this show, chances are you know what that are. If you don't, then that's kind of weird that you're watching this. With oranges, tons of real oranges. I actually know they put your big ass cut up oranges in there, and milk sugar. It's the ingredient du jour as of late when it comes to IPA. So hopefully it's a good combination. As far as the head goes, huge port. It's a crowler. It's falling far. Can't really take the head that much to what's the word I'm looking for here? To Hart. Hart. Anyway, 2 fingers, just off white head. Infinite creaminess to that sucker. Pretty, microscopically tight, compact bubbles up into kind of medium neurotic kindness. And it's got a nice haze to it. It's not the haziest beer in the history of mankind. You can definitely glean a little bit of light through there. You see kind of bits and pieces of particulate floating around in there, but it's kind of a washed out orange with a slight kind of yellow tint to it. So, looks like an IPA, let's put it that way. See if we can get a nose on her. Huge oranges. I believe you're getting a citrus and orange from the hop, but I believe you're getting a ton of orange from the actual oranges themselves. You're getting this very kind of just plain, navel orange kind of, not necessarily sweetness, not necessarily like bitterness. It's not even really like a pittiness. It's almost like a memory of an orange is what I have. It's orange skinny like, but there's a bit more sweetness to it, and you can tell there's actual orange bits and pieces still involved. If anybody out there has actually sucked on orange slices, it's kind of like you already eat orange, but you're still getting a little bit of sweetness with a little bit of that kind of skin and pithiness. All 3 combined in there, let's put it that way. That's kind of what I'm getting. There's a bit of sweetness in there, nothing too crazy. The orange leads the way, but it smells nice. It smells clean, it smells crisp, it smells like it's well done. And the sweetness, actually, I'm a big fan of it not being gigantic. A lot of these IPAs and double IPAs, even without the milk sugar, tend to be a little bit too sweet. This one seems a little bit more reserved, which I'm a big fan of. But yeah, I mean, they're talking about an orange neon, hence the oranges. Oranges are leading the way. It's giving me exactly what it's supposed to be doing as far as what it's saying, so that's not a bad thing. So she looks good. She smells good. Let's see what she tastes like. Cheers. That's pretty fucking tasty, to be perfectly honest with you. And it's a really tasty beer. You're getting a heaping helping of oranges in this. Right from the get-go, all the way throughout. But there's different kind of parts of the orange. Like I said, there's inherent sweetness from it. You get that from the beginning. And kind of through the middle and kind of dies off towards the end. At the end, you're getting a bit more of kind of like that skinniness. And somewhere in the middle, you get this big pop of kind of bitterness. It's more like pithy bitterness. You're definitely getting a bittering from the hops too. It's kind of hard to kind of dial in exactly what kind of hops or what the hops are bringing here. I think it's more a marriage of the orange with the kind of citrus flavor from whatever hops they used. The milk sugar is very light, but it does give you this kind of slight creaminess, slight sweet creaminess to it, which makes it just that much more kind of silky and that much more finer in the mouth. It's not super dense, but I think it's where the mouthfeel should be for a beer like this. It's tasty. It's really tasty. And probably one of, if not one of the best beers that I've had from this brewery. It's balanced well. The flavors that are bigger than the other flavors should be that way. I like the softness on the milk sugar. It's there, it's present, you know what's going on, but it's not overbearing. And it tastes like a beer. That's pretty much why I emphasized that earlier. It tastes like a beer. Even though there's milk sugar, even though there's oranges going on, you're still getting beer in the beer. Who would thunk it? So yeah, really good beer. Really solid offering from a brewery that that kind of, lost its way for a little bit. And let's get into that for a minute. Do a little kind of diatribe on that. Like I said, Ironheart used to be a brewery called Three Guys and a Beer. I've talked about them, whether or not being on my podcast. I never reviewed any of their beers for good reason, because I wasn't a big fan of the brewery in general. I didn't like their beers. They're local guys. Call it what you will, but I kind of went out of my way and wanted to really review a bunch of their beers because I didn't just want to kind of shit all over somebody local trying to make good until, they found their way. And for me, they never really found their way. Their business model was odd. They were kind of like went head first and they started doing crazy bottling and distribution, and then opened up a tap room, and then kind of like it was almost like the beer was like a secondary thing. So you never want to see a brewery go south, but again, they weren't one of my favorite breweries by far. Just wasn't really a fan of them. Owners were some super nice dudes, and you know what I mean. When I'd be out and about, I'd try their beers, but again, not something I typically purchased. They kind of disbanded. The brewery didn't make it. I had a good groundswell of support, just from friends and family and whatnot. But the beer just didn't cut the mustard, and the brewery pretty much disbanded. The lead brewer and owner now currently of the business, Matt, he kind of retooled it, redid everything, kind of regressed, pulled back, and started focusing more on like the beer rather than, you know what I mean, promotion and marketing and getting beer out the door. And the beer has made an absolute 180. It's the stuff I've had from them. And I'm going to say it, I feel like my buddy Joe has had a hand in it. And he brought a kind of professional hand to it, even though he has been doing it for a long time. The guys from Three Guys were homebrewers who turned into a brewery. Joe has classic training at a school, so he brought a little bit more of kind of that aspect to the brewery. And their styles tend to be a little bit more kind of creative, yet a bit more tighter. I never thought I'd really like a beer that came out of that brewery or brewed by any of the brewers there. And Matt, the brewer there once announced, super nice dude. And their beers have absolutely gone the opposite direction. You know what I mean? Of what they originally were. They're brewing, barley wines and stouts, and imperial stouts, imperial porters, imperial Baltic porters, actually. You know what I mean? Like Belgians, all kinds of different stuff, and all of them are really good. Maybe not my favorite beers, maybe not tweaked in a way that I don't like them, but they're not negative, and they're not bad. There's nothing wrong with them. They're not infected. There's no, it's more of creative difference whether I like it or not, as opposed to just badly made beer. And the reason why I'm going on this kind of tirade is they did garner a pretty crappy name for themselves as Three Guys. Now, they rebranded themselves, some people might know, but a lot of people might know that they are Ironheart. And I implore you, if you drank their beers, and you did not like them, and you decided not to give them a second chance, do that, because this is fucking delicious. The beers they've been coming out with, the quad I had there not too long ago was fantastic. I had an Imperial Baltic Porter that was fantastic. Their IPAs, their base IPAs, well, a little bit more West Coast, East Coast, old school leaning, while not perfectly my style, are made really well. So if you kind of jump ship in these guys, give them a whirl again, because they deserve it. So let's talk about the beer after that little, or not so little, kind of yammering session. Is it one of the better base IPAs, or adjunct IPAs? Let's go that way. That has it as of late. No. I only say that because I've had ones that really have tickled my fancy. It is one of the better, if not one of the best, base IPAs I've had in this area, by far. Now, or for a long time, so don't take that no as a thing of me saying it's not that good. It's good. It's just there has been other ones that I liked better, and I kind of go with the top 5 of my brain thing. So it's just not making it in there. It's kind of the outside looking in kind of thing. But I am ecstatic that I'm having it, and I'm ecstatic that I have another crowler, and it's fucking delicious. Value and availability. Actually, the release itself was a pretty good deal. You got 2 crowlers, a beer, and tacos for $25. So it's kind of a weird thing. How am I going to put a price on it? It was a kind of singular release thing. It's gonna see some tap play in and around northeastern Pennsylvania. The only reason I say that is because they're gonna be moving forward. They're gonna be doing a series of these different neon colors, orange, green, red, stuff like that. So you may not see this exact beer out there, but you'll see other variations of IPAs and other styles in that series, and that's just gonna stick with the IPA. So, you know what I mean? If you see them, jump on it, because the first one was pretty damn good. So you don't want to miss out on the other ones. And just say if you like, what? Well, you like this. If you like good beers, if you like oranges, if you like old school East Coast IPAs brought to the new school, and if you like breweries that are with kind of a redemption quality to them, because like I said, I mean, if you knew how little of a fan I was of Three Guys and a Beard, you'd be surprised at how much of a fan I am now. And again, just my asshole tendencies: make good beer, I like you; make good beer, I don't like you. I kind of feel like that's how I am. So it's not so much a matter of my friend Joe working there, and he will be the first one to tell you if his shit sucks or he does something I don't like it. I'm going to tell him he doesn't like it, or I'm going to tell him I don't like it. The beer's just that much better, and definitely worth a visit in your northeastern Pennsylvania, just north of Scranton area. So give them a whirl if you're in the area. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. If you didn't, anywhere in between, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Untapped, Massive Beers. All 4 of those places if you want to check me out anywhere else. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying some nice local made beerness right now. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.